And I was telling my man, bro, if I operated off feelings, you know what I'm saying? Like, bro, my life would be a mess. That's why you have to be principle driven. And if your principle says that you forgive, if you know what your dad went through, if you know what I'm saying? He was like, well, when is enough enough? I said, ask God when your forgiveness is enough enough. Like, at what point does God say to you, all right, cool. You know what I'm saying? I was like, at what point do you want God to stop being like, bro, I done tried 7 times. That's it. You're done. I said, do you want God to cut you off?
This episode of the Secrets to Success podcast is brought to you by none other than Organifi. Organifi is an organic superfood supplement line that makes quality, trusted nutrition convenient and accessible. Their most popular product, the green juice, can supercharge your life, restore that glow, and help you feel decades younger in just 30 seconds per day, without you having to worry about shopping for ingredients, mixing and blending them, and then that cleanup afterwards. You don't have to do any of that. All ingredients are USDA organic, vegan-friendly, and made without GMO ingredients, gluten, or soy. Where else can you get superfoods like chlorella, moringa, spirulina, wheatgrass, ashwagandha, turmeric, just to name a few? And because you listen to the Secrets to Success podcast, you get to save 20% on your entire order. So go right now to www.organifi.com/success. That's ORGANIFI/success. And get you and your family something that really makes a difference in your health.
You ready? All right.
What's going on, world? Welcome to another edition of the Secret to Success podcast. I'm your host, CJ, joined as always by the Bayesian sensation, Mr. Carl Wesley Phillips.
What's going on, y'all? What it do?
I got Dr. King in the building. Dr. King, what's happening?
Man, what's going on? Let's go. Let's go.
And we got Douglas in the mansion. In the mansion.
What it do?
You can always tell when the money go up. The background changed. That's what they say.
Well, my background ain't changed, but one small. So the money.
Oh no! Mine would have changed.
The money changed one small.
Hey, let me tell you something. Another reason you balling when your furniture look more like art than somewhere to sit. You know what I'm saying?
See, I actually thought that he was at an art gallery. I didn't even think he was at home.
Yeah, that's that. Yeah, that's a gallery. That's the art gallery.
That do with me. That's Didi.
That ain't Art Van where I'm getting my stuff. You know what I'm saying? Well, I'm getting my stuff from Art Van.
It's Art Van cousin.
You know what your living room look like, bro, with the furniture right there?
I do not.
It look like the inside of Louis Vuitton in Dubai.
Come on.
I'm just saying, fellas.
I'll make sure I tell Didi that.
Hey, so finally, it's my turn. You know what I'm saying? I just got back from Dubai, so I'm feeling pretty good.
DJ Infamous was like, CJ should be feeling good now. He was salty for so long. Infamous was like, he should be good now. I say, I hope so, bro.
Bro, listen, let me tell you something. I kind of was like, once I go over there, I'm gonna feel like, because they pumped it up so heavy, I'm gonna feel like they oversold it. Y'all definitely did not oversell it.
Oh, for sure.
That joint was it was pretty amazing. And I ain't gonna recap everything because y'all already heard it. We just went on the same world tour that Maul went on last time. I think the only thing we might have missed was Dinner in the Sky, right, Maul? Is that all?
That's it. Yep, exactly everything.
You went on that. What did you see? Was you on that?
You said no, we didn't go.
I'm just saying, like, are you on that? Or you?
I definitely would have done it. My wife ain't really on that.
Okay, that's what it was. Okay.
She didn't even really want to go to the top of the birds like that. She was like, so yeah, she wasn't feeling just being in the sky, suspended eating.
It's high.
Yeah. No,
bro, I looked at the photo, see y'all standing there looking down, and bro, I felt kind of queasy just looking at it.
No. Yeah, it's definitely weird standing on something that high. You like, am I on a plane? So, no, man, Dubai was incredible, man. The people were incredible, treated us very well. One thing I was kind of surprised by that y'all didn't tell me, I was expecting it to be more expensive. It wasn't that expensive compared to the States. I feel like the States
he just balling, Maul.
That's what I was about to say, dog. CJ, CJ got paper now, bro.
No, not at all.
We need to go back to the old episodes where C used to be talking about the 1-bedroom shack. I'm talking
still
about
got
all
it.
that. Oh,
no. So okay. So Maul, serious question. You didn't feel like it was cheaper than like being in Miami or Vegas? Think about, bro. We had a driver coming to pick us up in an SUV, taking us across town 40 minutes for like $75.
You know what, though? I will admit, though, their yachts are definitely cheaper. We had a 90-foot yacht.
Didn't we?
A 90-foot yacht, just the four of us. And I'm talking about, I paid quadruple that in Miami.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And even dinner and stuff it wasn't like what we pay sometimes in Chicago.
It's not cheap, though. It's not cheap.
No. I didn't say cheap. I said cheaper than when we go, because we step out now in the States. You know what I'm saying? We going to, to Prime 112 and Steak 48 and stuff. Them joints is more expensive than the top of the top in Dubai, is all I was saying. So we went to some nice spots. But anyway, Dubai was crazy. We had a great time. No kids, so celebrating my 40th. He bailed on us at the last minute. He had, what I'm saying, bigger fish to fry. He'd have been to Dubai 8 times, so he didn't feel the need to go. Carl gonna come with us one time. We can get Carl out the house when Carl ready. But anyway, I'm not gonna go on and on about it, man. You already heard about Dubai enough. I want to know how everybody.
I do want to go on and on though. Man, I appreciate y'all. I saw where Maul talked to the kids from Chicago.
Oh, yeah.
And you talked to the kids from
the
Big Red. The Big Reds.
Shout out to the Big Reds.
Yeah, so I was super excited, man. And for real, y'all, this is why I'm telling you.
Let me hold that real quick,
okay.
E. Let me set it.
Okay.
Hey, so just so you know, our foundation sent, just if you wonder what he's talking about, shout out to my brother, Cam, Sam, the whole crew. Vondale for taking 10 kids to Dubai. All right. So it's one thing. We took them to the Super Bowl beginning of the year, and the end of the year, Dubai. And so the kids were over there in Dubai. They had an amazing experience. Shout out to E, who that was his vision. When he said the Super Bowl, I was kind of like, all right, E, that's a lot. And then he was like, yeah, we're going to send them to Dubai too. And I'm like, bruh. And y'all pulled it off, man. So seriously, me and Maul did the easy work, just going to talk to the kids. But shout out to my brother Train, Cam and Sam, and Vondale, who actually had the kids over there. And man, they had an amazing time. So yeah, we were able to pull up on the kids, man, speak life into them. But our foundation is doing some amazing things. Matter of fact, whoever's editing this, man, if you could put the link up so people could donate, because we're doing this on our own. But we would love y'all help to be able to just take this movement, worldwide for real. And so, shout out to you, E. I just wanted to make sure that people had context about, why we were talking about that.
Yeah. And I didn't even really want to talk about the kids in Dubai. What I want to talk about is, and I'm gonna do a sermon on this, so y'all make sure y'all catch this sermon. But the reason why I think it's so important for us to hurry up and be and do what God will have us to do. I'm just being real, bro. Like, C said it, and I'm not trying to be, you know me, I ain't on that, y'all, but I've been to Dubai quite a bit of times. I'm just being real. I've been there a few times, not twice. I've been there a few times. And, I was just like, yo, I got to get kids to experience this. It's kind of like TJ always say, he don't train grown folks because most grown people are not serious. He trains youth because they could be molded. And so for me, it's like, yo, it's one thing to go to Dubai. I was in my 40s. It's another thing to go at 16, 17. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's another thing to be able to go when you're 17 years old. And so, but I need y'all to hear me in the spirit. The longer it takes for you to blow up, the longer it takes for you to blow the people that God will have you blow up. Yeah. Because once you blow up, like C said it, I don't want to use this term because y'all, but like once you become successful, you get used to it. You feel me? Like if you godly, you get used to it, bro. It ain't like you go to Dubai 8 times and you get the same experience you got the first time. So the reason why I'm like really begging with you guys to make 2023 the best year of your life, because the sooner you hurry up and make it the best year, like as soon as you and your wife and you take your kids, as soon as you do that, then you can be in a position to start taking other kids. Now, I got to say this. I don't even know if Maul know this or not, but again, I went to college. My wife went to college. I sent my kids to college. Now we're helping other kids, but I was able to be a blessing to even my own squad because after all these years of doing the Advantage, now Jamal's daughter, is a part of the Advantage program. And we had a and this is why y'all got to get to the next level.
Hey,
so
and your daughter running it.
Yeah, my daughter's running it. Yep, my daughter's running it.
Come on.
Oh yeah, go ahead. We caught the testimony in Dubai. We caught the testimony live in Dubai, but go ahead.
A healthier life starts with a deeper understanding of your body from the inside out. Your body has its own voice. You just have to listen. Aura Ring is a wearable technology that lets you know what's happening on the inside and delivers personalized health insights to help you take positive steps forward in your health journey. Aura Ring delivers accurate, personalized health insights, all from a comfortable to wear ring. During the day, their advanced sensor technology tracks heart rate, calories burned, and activity levels. And at night, it monitors body temperature trends, sleep quality, respiratory rate, and much more. You receive personalized data in the Aura app so you can work on building healthy habits and living your best life. I've used other products, but I've never seen my sleep habits tracked like this. How much REM, light sleep versus deep sleep, and my overall sleep efficiency. It even actually recommended the optimal times for my body to get adequate rest. It tracked my resting heart rate. There was a breakdown of my low, medium, and high activity. There's reminders to move hourly. The list just goes on and on, but my favorite, guys, is the readiness score. Based on my activity and sleep levels, the Aura Ring gives a tangible number to represent how ready I am for each day. Look, I'm competitive, y'all, and every day I feel like I'm training for life, right? So the higher that score, truthfully, the better I feel. So every day I'm just trying to make sure I do what I can to make that score better. The Aura Ring is easy to wear, water resistant, and comes in 2 styles and 5 colors to match your aesthetic. One small ring could make a world of difference in your health. Visit auraring.com/success to find the right ring for you and get $15 off your purchase. That's Aura Ring, OURARING.com/success. Don't forget to use our link to save $15 on your Aura Ring.
Oh, okay. So, so Yanni is among 200 kids that had the opportunity, to like go and do everything they're supposed to do this first semester. And the reason why we do it is because research shows that if kids get off to a great start, their first semester in college, the probability of them doing well is great. Yeah. And so this year, what I told them was, because they had been whacked. I had been, like I give y'all $300, $500, y'all do what y'all supposed to do, and they didn't do it. It might have been like 6 kids. So this year I was like, I'm going to do $2,000 if you can finish this semester strong. And so some people ask me like, why would you do that? It was 200 kids. Why would you take that risk? I'm like, bro, we about to change their life for $2,000. Like, it's like if you ain't got $2,000, that's a problem. And I'm not saying you're a bad human. I'm saying for whatever reason, you haven't aligned yourself with God and your gift. Like you probably going to heaven. We're not talking about heaven right now. I'm sure you're going to heaven. He said, I go to prepare a place for you. If it were not so, I would have told you. I'm talking about what you doing down here. Like you letting God bless you in heaven, but you ain't doing what you're supposed to be doing down here. And so I told the kids, like, I give y'all $2,000. Y'all just got to sign this contract and follow this, whatever. And Yanni was one of 43 kids that did it. And my wife was like, yo, you about to write a check? Bro, I was like 1,000%. And somebody said to me, and I need y'all to understand. And I'd
have been like, look, I bit off a little bit more I can chew.
No. Here's what I told
everybody gonna get these free KFC coupons.
Yeah. Here's what I told him, because Jay
like Oprah gave us. You remember when Oprah gave us free KFC?
No question.
No question. If Oprah could get free KFC, I can renege on my 2,000.
You get away. You get away.
You get it. But here's what I told him. Here's what I told the person who asked me that. I said, first of all, God told me to do it. And God ain't struggling with no $2,000 for 43 people, bro. God's not struggling to do that. And if these kids' lives are going to be changed because of that, we're going to reap way more than we've ever sown. As a company, we're going to get way more blessed by blessing these kids than whatever. So I'm saying this to you. For some of you, you kind of went like, whoa, I can't believe y'all did the Super Bowl, $200,000. You did Dubai, 150 something. You did these kids, 80 something, and you tripping. But bro, when you are in your gift, God, the Lord is going to bless you financially if you in your gift and you doing what you're supposed to be doing. So I do just want challenge. The 2023 challenge is you owe you. I'm not going to get the book. You know how to get it. But you owe you to be and do and have everything God has for you. Why?
Yeah.
Because the sooner you do it and you get it out your system, the sooner you can start doing it for other people.
And I got to be on the front end, and I went up to 6 and I interviewed some of the kids up there. And Ma, I'm there literally the day that they're leaving. The bus about to pull up, they're about to get on there, their families, bruh. I'm looking at their faces like, what an experience, E. I'm interviewing a couple of them. They're like, yo, I ain't never been on a plane before. Yo, I ain't never left the city of Lansing before. And I'm just sitting like, yo, do you understand, Ma, your level of exposure? Do you understand? All right, it would have been deep to go to Miami, E. It would have been deep. It would have possibly been life-changing. It would have been deep. It would have been super deep, go to Vegas and experience that. But, bro, to get on a plane and travel half the way across the world and then see excellence, bro, I'm telling you, I haven't been back to talk to them yet, but that's a part of, like, bump the camera. I want to go back and talk to them and just like, yo, tell me what happened in that experience. Because, bro, I already know, Maul, their life is forever changed from that experience, bro, forever changed.
Yeah, bro. I was looking in their eyes, and it was something, bro. Coming from Chicago and looking at these young guys, and I spoke to a lot of them already before in Chicago, and just to see them, this was like at the beginning when they first got there, and to see them, and they were looking nervous, they were looking kind of like confused, kind of like, man, I don't belong here. This is weird, and it was just like, bro, like, man, y'all made it. You've arrived, but it was just like, look, don't take this exposure lightly. Like, don't just bottle it up and say, okay, I'm like, no, take this back home with you, man. Like, your mama, your daddy, nobody in your gene pool probably ever done this before.
Yeah.
Nobody. And it's just like, bro, like, you've been exposed now to different cultures, different food, different air. You had them in a 5-star hotel. I'm talking about, bro, that people only could dream about.
I'm sure people was looking like, who are these kids?
You're right, but this is the thing, man. And I tell people about just like how, you know, how even like some people, when they going on a trip, they just look at like, oh man, I can't wait to get to Dubai. I can't wait to get to the hotel. Bro, you had them from the time they left Chicago.
Bruh, a Sprinter van,
because that was that's part of the experience, right? Yeah. And I always talk about getting the full experience of life. Yeah. Like, these boys' lives, man, forever changed. You have left an impression on them for the rest of their life, and you did that in a matter of a week. I really want you to understand the magnitude. In a week's time period, you have changed these young men forever. I looked in their eyes day one, when they first got there, then I looked in their eyes like day 5, day 6. It was a different kind of look, bro. I'm talking about, man, they was even standing up straight. Day 1, they were kind of bent over, kind of like not even looking me in my eye. By day 5, bro, they were standing. They had on their outfits, they Dubai outfits, bro. And they were standing like kings, like young kings. And they was looking. We was all dressed up. We in the desert. They dressed up, and they were looking like young princes. And we was telling them, like, man, know who you are. And they just was blown away because nobody, first off, looked like us. That's out there. So that's number one. Like, if you out there and you're black, you're African American. If you have brown skin, you're most likely Indian or African. You're not from the United States of America, you know, but to see this, man, they came up to me, man, and they were just like, I've been exposed. They was like, and to go back to what you were saying about you got to do this now, bruh, people look at investings. I had investments. I had an investment broker a long time ago. You know, I was looking to start a fund. This was when I was like 22, 23 years old. I was looking to invest in something. I was like, yeah, well, maybe when I turn 40 or 30, I'll invest in it when I turn 30. And then he was like, that 8 years, let me show you what you're going to be missing out on just by starting 8 years from now. But even if you took a 10th of what it is you're looking to do in 8 years, you took a 10th of it and started now, look at how it's going to compound over time. And then by the time you get in that 8 years, it's going to blow up. That same kind of way, bro. People got to start now, like you were saying, because what they're doing, that exposure they're going to give other people is going to compound. It's going to compound. So start where you at now. Do what you can right now so that you can start being a blessing to other people like E just did with this through this foundation, bro. I take my head off to you, E. Real talk, man. A lot of people talk that game.
Big.
Bro, they talk the game, E. Bro, you literally, bro, you teaching me something right now. Real talk. I've been exposing my family. I've been exposing my inner circle, right?
Yeah.
You just showed me another level, bro. You on DEFCON 3 right now. You on a whole nother.
Careful with that term. I got somebody else got in trouble with that.
Research shows that only 9 to 12% of people actually keep their New Year's resolutions. And one of the primary reasons for that is simply because they couldn't track their progress. If one of your New Year's goals is to manage your money better, say goodbye to last year's outdated, disorganized methods of managing your money and say hello to Rocket Money, the better way to hack your finances in 2023. Rocket Money, formerly known as Truebill, is a personal finance app that finds and cancels your unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spendings, and helps you lower your bills all in one place. Over 80% of people have subscriptions they forgot about, like that streaming service you bought just to watch one show, or that free trial that you never even used. Rocket Money will quickly and easily identify your subscriptions for you so you can stop paying for the ones you don't want. Rocket Money makes canceling subscriptions as easy as a click of a button. Simply find the subscription you don't want and press cancel, and Rocket Money will cancel it for you. No more long hold times with customer service or tedious emailing back and forth. Over 3 million people have used Rocket Money, saving the average person up to $270 a year. I'll never forget, I can't clown y'all. I signed up for ABC Mouse for my 2 kids and then my 2 nieces, right? So I got 4 different subscriptions going, and I used those things. My kids were like 2 or 3 when I started. I didn't cancel them till they were probably like 5. I had completely forgotten about all of that, and I know you guys have some subscriptions too, and Rocket Money can help you with that. So listen, guys, stop throwing your money away. Cancel unwanted subscriptions and manage your expenses the easy way by going to rocketmoney.com/S, the number 2S. That's rocketmoney.com/S2S. Again, rocketmoney.com/S2S.
All right, enough of he's you know what I mean? Gandhi status. Let's get to how he messed up the release of the sweaters. I want to get back to how he messed up the release of the sweaters. And now we ain't got to
leave it to C-Ball to bring up.
No, I want to make sure. Hey, everybody got to get humble.
I thought Jesus threw him in the depths of the sea, Ball.
Everybody got to get humble.
Got them jokers.
I know Carl got a dip in a second, but I really wanted Carl to hear it, but Carl, you catch it on the later rebound. But I went out to I want to say this, right? 2023, you got to get out your feelings. And I say you have to get out your feelings, but I want to preface it by saying only if you want to be phenomenal. So I went I went to lunch yesterday, / a meeting, right? And we had a new company that we started, and we're looking to hire, some good hires. And this kid was, man, let me tell you something. Resume phenomenal, phenomenal kid, everything. And I want to say, I always try to make sure I don't, say enough to make nobody feel uncomfortable. I'm sure you wouldn't mind me sharing, but we went to lunch, and we're supposed to be talking about business. And of course, me, I'm like, bro, I need to know you before we talk about anything. And so we start talking about family. And, he was talking about like, man, we getting ready to do this with my mom and, my sister, my brother, da, 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 da. And he was just so excited. And I was like, what about your pops? And his face changed, right? Like literally, like his whole demeanor changed. Now he didn't go to like, oh man, forget that dude. But he was like, he's like start looking away from me a little bit, and his nostrils start flaring, but not in like an angry way. And he was kind of like, yeah, my man, you know what I mean? Like he ain't it, bro. And he start, going. And I was sitting back listening, and I was like, okay, I was listening. He was like, yeah, bro, I'm about done with my man. I was like, oh, why you say that? And he was like, yeah, I just, we got a very surface relationship, holidays, he might hit me on my birthday, stuff like that. And I was like, oh, okay, like, so you done? He was like, yeah, I'm done, bro. Like, how many times I got to reach out and how many times I got to, and I started to tell him about E and Candace. And I was like, I feel you, bro. Like, I feel you. And you could be great at, doing that. I said, bro, but you can't be phenomenal. And he was like, Bro looked at me and was like, what you mean? Like, he was like, hold up.
Couldn't understand the
I
connection.
reached out to my man. And I was like, you did. And I said, he said, I ain't, what am I supposed to do? Just keep reaching out? And I was like, well, what did God tell you to do? Did God tell you don't ever reach out to him again? Or was that your own feelings telling you that? And he was like, man, I never thought about it. And I was like, yo, shout out to Danita. I said, you know what? Changed my wife and her father's relationship forever. Because my wife was very similar. The reason I recognized it was because, like, Candace, y'all know Candace. She the sweetest person. She don't cuss. She don't do none of that. But I promise you, and know, back in the day before we got married, it would be like, you mention her dad, her whole face changed and her mood changed. And I was like, I remember when we was getting married, she was like, don't ask my dad if you could, take my hand in marriage. Like, he ain't do nothing. He ain't da-da-da-da, whatever. And she was like, you can ask my mom, but don't ask my dad. And they had this crazy relationship because maybe he wasn't there for her like she thought he should have been. And it was crazy. Like, I don't know, E, if you remember the conversation. And I went to her and I was like, yo, I don't know what it is about my wife when she gets to talking to her dad, about her dad, but her whole, mood switch up, her language, she like cussing, she like pissed. And he was like, yeah, you need to help her get that fixed before y'all get married, because that's something that could, be a potential barrier in your marriage as you go forward. So I remember Candace was like, I'm still not reaching out to my man. I'm not whatever. And then shout out to Danita. She went and was getting her hair done. And she was telling Danita, like, yeah, they trying to get me to, and I already reached out and he be, don't really respond or reciprocate. And Danita was like, why don't you start treating the relationship as you want it to be and not how it is? And I was like, let me say it again. She said, don't treat the relationship how it is, because it's messed up. Start to act how you want the relationship to be. And I remember Candace was like, you know what? She said that, and God spoke that same word to me. And she started calling him. This was when she was still working at GE. She started leaving her job, and every day she had a 30-minute commute back home. Every day she just started calling my man. Some days he would pick up, some days he wouldn't. And for that first couple of weeks, it was kind of like surface. Then after like the third week, it got kind of cool, and like he was kind of like waiting on the call. And then after a month or two, they was talking like homies every single day, and he began to look forward to that call, and they built a relationship. I mean, to the point where when they was getting off the phone, sometimes she'll be walking through the door at the house and she'll be like, all right, Dad, love you. And he'll be like, oh, love you too, baby girl. And many of you probably know, if you're longtime listeners of the podcast, those of you who haven't listened forever, know that Candace's father would later on, not long after that, be shot in the head and killed while he was working in Detroit. Somebody attempted to rob his store and he was shot in the head and killed. But Candace was able to fix that relationship beforehand. So I told my man yesterday, I said, bruh, you great, bruh. Like you great for real. You great. I said, but that last little thing, you about to get married, you gonna have kids. I said, that last little thing, man, could trip you up. And I said, it's not for him. It's for you, because it's killing you.
Yep.
And he was like, what? And I said, bro, it's killing you. I could see it in your whole demeanor. Like, and so we had this conversation, bro. And I promise you, we talked for like an hour. And he was like, bro, I came here to talk business, and here we are. And I just wanted to show y'all. I'm gonna just show y'all. That's why I said I wanted to crawl to see. I ain't gonna show my man name, but he texted me and said this morning. He said, "Morning, bro. Just want to say thank you, a huge thank you again for yesterday. Clearly, God was speaking through you, and definitely I needed that convo, but it wasn't what I expected. Ha ha. I ended up saying F it and gave my pops a call, and we talked for almost an hour, and he sent me the shot of him and his pops on the phone for 59 minutes. And I guess, I want to talk to people out there who, again, E, I'll let you kind of take over, because I said you and Candace are two that, what's funny, I guess I'll say this before I kick it to you, E. He was saying, you know what, see, everything you're saying to me is so crazy. He said, because I'm so principle driven in every area of my life. He was like, with school, I was principle driven. That's how I got this, far in my career. I'm making money. He was like, bro, my negotiations, my principles about my faith, everything. He said, and it got to this one area where I just shut down. And he was like, yo, I didn't even realize it. And I said, it's crazy that the hardest area is the one where you shut down. Like, you could do it everywhere else, but you couldn't do it in the one area that God's calling you to do it in. And so I guess, we in the holiday season, I kind of wanted you to just speak to, like, when you started to value principles over feelings and not letting your feelings govern. And I was telling my man, bro, if I operated off feelings, you know what I'm saying? Like, bro, my life would be a mess. That's why you have to be principle driven. And if your principle says that you forgive, if you know what your dad went through, if you know what I'm saying? He was like, well, when is enough enough? I said, ask God when your forgiveness is enough enough. Like, at what point does God say to you, all right, cool. You know what I'm saying? I was like, at what point do you want God to stop being like, bro, I done tried 7 times. That's it. You're done. I said, do you want God to cut you off? I said, so if you have the truth and you have the knowledge, and so, E, I'll let you take it from there, man. But I just wanted to share that convo because I thought it was so deep. And my man got out of his feelings, got in his principles. And now, I told him, I said, bro, I'm not telling you going to call my man and this going to go great. I'm going to be real. When Candace called her dad to have the big conversation, he wasn't just falling on the sword. He had all kind of excuses. Oh, I wasn't this and I was older and you had this and your mom. He had all kind of excuses. She didn't get what she was looking for, but she still had to be principle driven in how she approached it. And because she did that, she was able to get over it. And I promise you, my wife literally walk around free because she was able to address that. And so I just was on that principle. We've talked about principles versus feelings before, but E, I know you went through a similar situation. So I'll let you kind of speak on that.
Well, I'm going to say this, see, I think oftentimes for those of us who struggle in our feelings, we don't even know that we're in our feelings. I think a lot of times when maybe you may have a personality where, you're stronger and more principle driven by nature, it's easier for you to look at a person that's in their feelings and be like, yo, you in your feelings. I never knew I was in my feelings.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I never knew that. You know what I'm saying? Because my feelings was actually a strength, but there were times where, the feelings was whatever. And when I took the assessment, flightassessment.com, when I took that, I swear by it. And I swear by it because it just allows you to become familiar with who you are. It allows you to see. And so one of the beautiful things about being a people person is that we are in our feelings. Like that's one of the things. It's like we think about people in ways that other people don't think about people because we feel. You feel me? So there's nothing wrong with it, but there's something wrong with it when everything you do it in feelings, right? It's so funny, guys. And I'm telling y'all, not only am I in my feelings, like, I'm like, I go down in the Hall of Fame for feelings. Like I'm you know what I'm saying? Like I might be like a 6-time back-to-back
Hall
champion
of feelings.
in feelings. You feel what I'm saying? It is what it is. And so, and again, the cool thing about hanging with these guys, I've even come to realize like, yo, E, you have the gift of being in your feelings.
Wow.
You feel me? Like, yo, that's your gift when it comes to this group. Like it's certain things you don't do well, so don't try to do it. But what you do is that you think about people in a way that most people don't think about it. And there even been times with me and C where C would be like, E, bro, like, you good? Like, I'm just checking up on you, making sure you ain't. And I'm like, why would he even think? But it's like, oh, I get it now. Like, I do have an infinity for people and care for people and look out for people in a way that's just not normal. It's not natural. Yeah. But then I also realize on the flip side, I don't turn it off. I just be in my feelings all the time. And so God showed me like, hey, you're making decisions that are not feelings based. You waking up at 3 o'clock in the morning, you're not always going to feel like waking up at 3 o'clock in the morning. This cannot be a feelings thing. You feel me? You stepping up to the plate and demanding somebody do something that they promised they was going to do, like, that right. You got to do that. Like, if you stay in your feelings, this person is going to run all over you, or if you stay in your feelings, you're going to be mad at your biological father forever. And you're going to hold on to that resentment, which is a feeling. And that resentment is going to destroy it's like a weed that's going to come in and destroy all the good fruit. And so I would just say to all of you, I would take the flight assessment seriously. Flightassessment.com. This again, I have nothing to gain, you know what I'm saying, from you taking a free assessment or whatever the little $100 that they may charge you. But what I want you to do is look at it. And if you're very high as a flight attendant and very high as a grounds crew, then it's going to show you that, like, you in your feelings. You know what I'm saying? It's going to show you that you have a natural tendency to feel. But then what you got to realize is, okay, I can't feel when it's a task, or I can't feel, when, it's execution. You know what I'm saying? This ain't the time to be feeling. This is the time. And I want to say this to y'all. This is so funny. I won't say a name because, like C said, people get offended. But I was telling somebody the other day, I was like, ooh, you blow money. And I see why now. Because you spend money as a feeling. Money for you is not so when you get money, you might feel like buying this and you buy it. You don't need it, but you feel like it makes you feel good. And so when you spend money, it makes you feel a certain way. So now you're not even using money in the way it's supposed to be used, because money is not a relationship. Money is not a person. And so now you're taking feelings into something that has nothing to do with feelings. And so now you're spending based on this is comfort food. You don't need that food. This how do I say it, Ma? This vehicle, when I get in it, it makes me feel good because now people are looking at me and I feel affirmed and I feel, I feel like I'm somebody. And I'm like, bro, that's a car. You were supposed to go by gas mileage. You were supposed to go by how many people you need in that vehicle. You were supposed to go how far you were supposed to be driving day in and day out. Like it's a utility vehicle, not a feelings vehicle. And the dealers peep you out when you came in. He could see by your language that you didn't care nothing about the utility of the vehicle. You cared more about how it made you feel. And my man, he got over on you. Your down payment was too big. You don't even know that you don't even have to pay a down payment. You don't even know by law, you ain't even got to give nobody a down
interest.
Payment.
Got 37% interest rate.
Saying, because you went in with your feelings. So what C is talking about, is yes, maybe sometimes you may have a challenge with another human, but it goes deeper than that. The reason why you have that challenge is because you're a feeler. And what I mean by that, man, I love my wife, man, because she's the opposite of me. And I'll see Didi don't talk to her father, but I don't know when. And Didi will be like, she'll see her father, I love you. And I'm just like, yo, how can you do, like, you acting like you saw my man laugh. How do you do it? And Didi was like, yo, it's not personal. He has a life. He had children. If he decides he don't want to call me, on a regular basis, that's his business, but he's still my father. So when I see him, honor thy mother and thy father. I'm going to honor him. I'm going to give him the respect that he deserves. So because you and your feelings, though, you going, he didn't call me. He didn't
not say nothing to me.
And you ain't say nothing. And Didi was like, that don't got nothing to do with how I respond to him. I'm going to respond to him in the way that I'm supposed to respond to him. And that is whatever. So see, we got to be in your feelings when it's a feelings thing, and C and Marla tell you, if it's somebody that need to be called, they'd be like, hey, E, hey, bro, call this person, or E, hey, call that person, and you get that person on the phone and do us a favor. As soon as you get them on the phone, take about 5-10, and then bring them right over to us so that we can do business.
Hey, I used to always say, E, that feelings equals failure, but principles equals progress.
Absolutely, Paul.
I've seen people, man, for years be in their feelings, and them feelings has caused them, man, I'm talking about divorce. Yeah. I mean, it's like, bro, if you just get the principle, if you just stay in the principle, their divorce changed their whole life. And it's like, bro, your feelings, this is not something that's principle related. This divorce is because of your feelings right now. I've seen people, bro, have heart attacks because of feelings and not principles. And it's just like, when you just think about it, people like, man, I know I shouldn't be eating fried food every single day. I know I shouldn't be drinking this. I know,
good.
But it feels good to get that 6-piece with mild sauce, salt, and pepper from Hell's Chicken. It just feels good.
The yellow chocolate cake.
With the doggone Pepsi. but it just feel good, but you know you shouldn't be doing it.
Yeah.
So it's just, bro, that feel good will mess you up.
Feelings, nothing more than feelings.
Oh, bro, it's fugazi. That feel good is fugazi. It's not real. It will mess you up, man. And like I said, I've seen, bro, it's been time. I talk to people, man, about investing on the police department. And because of the feeling of investment, oh man, my daddy told me I shouldn't do it, or my boy did it. And then that feeling now has got them, bro, 30 years of their life. They're in the same position that they was in 30 years ago. I mean, I want people that's listening to really listen. Your feelings will mess you up.
They will.
And you got to be careful too, because you will start mistaking your feelings for principles.
Absolutely. That's the dangerous part.
Your feelings are so strong.
Yeah.
And they feel so good. Because principles don't feel good all the time. Principles don't feel good, but they have a good ending.
Yeah.
Feelings feel great, but they have a bad ending.
Yeah.
So it's like, do you want your cake up front, or do you want it in the end? And I think that's the deal, bro. I had used principles. Principles got me to retire early on the police department.
Absolutely.
It didn't feel good in the beginning, though. See, everybody was out kicking it. Everybody was out riding.
Right.
Bro, the police department parking lot used to look like Cadillac dealership. Yeah. I mean, bro, we hit this thing, what's called a retro check, right? Yeah. That's one of my police terms, retro check. That's a retroactive pay. So we always like about 3-4 years behind in our contracts, see? And so they would have to then pay you back the difference from the last 4 or 5 years. And that check, man, used to be like about $10,000. Bruh, my feelings with everybody else's feelings was like, bruh, go get you that brand new car. I'm talking about your feelings is up here. It's like that little double right there. Go get that brand new Cadillac, man. All you need to do, you're talking about down payment. All you need to do is put down $7,000. They gave you $10,000. So that leave you with $3,000 more left. Bro, everybody would go to the dealership and go get a car, and they would bring that car to work, bro, and everybody showing off their Cadillacs. And I was sitting there still in my 1993 Chevy Blazer. I was still right there, and everybody looking at me. And everybody was looking at me like, Ma, what's up with you, man? Man, you got a check like we got, man. Look at what. And I was like, bro, that's a down payment on the building. Like that $10,000 is a down payment. That was my principle, because the Bible even showed me to give your money to exchanges, to invest. And so I would take the money, invest it. It didn't feel good though. Looking at everybody, and I'm in the parking lot. I'm looking at everybody's car, and everybody showing me their car, and they, Mom, you want to ride? So the feeling was just, it didn't feel good. But bruh, several years later,
it feels good.
7 years later, some of the people still got that same 2003 Cadillac.
Yeah, what you got, Ma?
How many of them?
That's what Ma?
No, but that's what principle will do, though, bro. Principles. Now here we go. Principles will position you. Principles. When you follow, whether it's in
feelings will freak you.
What you say? Say it again. Principles will position you, and feelings will what?
You.
Oh, bro, it's true. So, dog, don't fall crazy, bro.
Give it. Put it on the shirt.
Put it on the shirt. You heard it.
Anyway, man, listen. I know it's a holiday episode, man. Everybody running around. We ain't gonna stay long, y'all. Yeah. We got things to do and trees to decorate and all kind of stuff going on. So anyway, man, we wanted to do this kind of bonus episode. Everybody was at the house. We had on our sweaters, man. So we thought it'd be fun to be able to go ahead and show y'all, what we had going on over the break. Look forward to being back in the same room with you fellas soon and recording some more podcasts as we head into 2023. All right. But for those of you out there, get out your feelings, get in your principles. And if one of your principles is to invest, make real estate real. All right. Go to makerealestatereal.com. Check out more, man. Learn how to start positioning your family, man, to be phenomenal. All right. So and keep buying UOU. I believe we bought to that 100,000 mark.
At that 100 spot, 100.
Yeah.
We got a Hondo. Straight out the mud. Straight out the mud.
So make sure y'all go.
Digital mud, that is.
Yeah, ericthomas.com and get that book wherever books are sold. It's everywhere. All right. So anyway, happy holidays, y'all. Love y'all, man. We out of here. We'll see you next week.
Let's go.
I want you to focus on here right now. Don't you worry about when you get home. You concentrate on this opportunity. You don't worry about tomorrow. You concentrate on this opportunity with all your might, with all your soul, with all your heart.
Thank you so much for rocking with us as always, right? We don't take it lightly, guys. And we hope that we've provided transformation and not just information. We want you to become the best version of yourself, right? Make sure you check out the show notes to access all the important links and get your product discounts. Now, one favor we're asking of you, do us this favor. Make sure you subscribe and leave us a review on Apple Podcasts. We want to know your feedback and how we can serve you better. And if there's anyone that you think could benefit from listening to this show, please, I'm begging you, please share it with them. And remember, as E always says, if you want to succeed as bad as you want to breathe, then you'll be successful.